You open your eyes for the first time. The world is not a place of warmth, soft light, or welcome. It is a furnace of sulfurous winds, crushing gravity, and the suffocating glow of neon-lit citadels. This is the High Hive, a world that breathes war and feeds on the marrow of the weak. You are born into the Black Clan, the most ruthless, decorated, and feared dynasty of hunters in the galaxy. But from the moment you crawl out of the nursery, you are a ghost in the eyes of your kin. While your nestmates shriek for blood, snapping their mandibles and clawing at each other to prove their dominance in the hierarchy of killers, you stay still. You watch. You observe the flickering of the obsidian torches and the way the wind carries the metallic scent of distant slaughter from the trophy rooms. Your father, the Great Elder, stands over you like a mountain of scarred flesh and chrome-plated armor. He is a living legend who has claimed the skulls of kings and queens across 1,000 systems. He looks at you through his cold, thermal biomask and sees nothing. No predatory rage. No twitching muscle ready to kill. To him, you are a defective weapon, a blemish on his legacy. He turns his back on you, leaving you to the mercy of the training pits. He does not kill you, for that would be too much mercy. He leaves you to be broken by the hands of your brothers, expecting you to perish in the mud like a weakling. You grow up as an exile in your own home. You are the flaw of the litter, the one mocked for his silence and his fluid, slow movements. While your brothers are taught to master the technology of the stars, the plasma casters that can vaporize a city, the cloaking fields that turn a warrior into a shadow, and the smart discs that never miss, you find yourself obsessed with the mechanics of the struggle. You spend your nights watching the ancient masters train, hidden in the rafters of the citadel, and you feel an inexplicable pull toward the old ways. You find beauty in the balance of a stance, in the economy of a strike. You are a predator who doesn't want to hunt for sport. You are a warrior looking for a reason to fight. Your father passes you in the halls and treats you like a shadow. You have no name. You have no rank. You have only the weight of your own existence. One night, while wandering the dark corridors of the citadel to escape your brother's cruelty, you find it, the Silent Archives. This is a place forgotten for centuries, a graveyard of knowledge from worlds long dead. Amidst the dust and shattered data cores, you find a book made of ancient paper. It is filled with drawings of warriors from a lost realm, wearing plated armor and carrying curved, single-edged blades. You spend months returning to this secret place. You read about the samurai. You read about Bushido, the way of the warrior. You read that true strength does not come from the weapon, but from the spirit that guides it. You feel a shiver in your soul. This is what you have been looking for. The movements you did instinctively, the calm before the strike, the refusal to fight with treachery, it was all there in those pages. You begin to study the book in secret, practicing the stances and the forms that your people have never seen. You train in the shadows, moving with a grace that feels alien to the brute force of the Black Clan. You learn that a sword is an extension of the soul, not just a tool for murder. But secrets are hard to keep in a hive of hunters. Your eldest brother, the chosen heir, finds you in the archives. He mocks your obsession with primitive trash, rips a page from the book, and challenges you to a duel before your father. You enter the arena with the mind of a samurai, but you lack the steel. Your brother, fueled by arrogance and high-tech weaponry, crushes your bones and leaves you bleeding green in the mud. Your father looks down at you with cold indifference. He does not kill you. He does something worse. He exiles you to the world of eternal shadows, a death sentence where no hunter has ever returned. You wake in an obsidian crater, stripped of the technology that defines your race. No cloaking device to hide your shame, no plasma caster to blast your fears away. Your body is a map of agony, ribs shattered and your mandible leaking glowing green blood into the toxic mud. From the acid mists, the bone crusher emerges, a six-limbed nightmare with chitinous plates evolved to deflect plasma fire. It doesn't roar, it lets out a subsonic chittering that rattles your very marrow. The beast charges like a falling star. You dive, but your injuries slow you down. A massive tail swing sends you flying into a wall of stone, your vision blurring as the predator looms over you for the final kill. In the silence of your mind, the ancient words return. The warrior does not fight the storm. He becomes the eye within it. As the beast leaps, you don't retreat. You move forward. Using a jagged shard of titanium alloy, you execute a perfect iaijutsu strike. Sliding on your knees through the acid rain, you drive the shard upward into the nerve cluster beneath its jaw. The beast's own momentum carries it to its death. Standing over the carcass, you realize the truth. The power was never in the plasma, it was in the precision. You refused to die in this wasteland. Using volcanic vents as a forge, you spent months smelting the beast's indestructible bones with the star steel of your ship. You hammered the blade 10,000 times, each strike a memory of the father who rejected you. You forged a katana, a curved blade of bone-white steel with a phosphor-green edge. You crafted new armor from the beast's impenetrable scales and trained under acid waterfalls until your movement was faster than the eye could track. You are no longer the flaw of the Black Clan. You are the first samurai of the stars. News of your survival spreads like wildfire. Scouts return trembling, whispering of a ghost of bone who stalks the shadow world like a god of death. Stunned, the Great Elder feels a rare flicker of curiosity. You decide to return, not for vengeance, but for the one thing you have chased since birth: acceptance. You land in the Great Plaza during the Festival of Trophies, walking past snarling brothers who reach for their blades. You ignore them. Stopping at the foot of your father's throne, you do not growl or boast. Instead, you drop to one knee and perform a perfect samurai bow, placing your bone-white katana on the ground between you. The Great Elder towers over you, his chrome armor gleaming. He looks at your blade, then at your face. A digital, distorted laugh echoes through the plaza. "Look at this," he bellows to the crowd. The failure returns dressed in the skin of a scavenger, carrying a stick of bone. The crowd erupts in mockery. Your eldest brother steps forward and kicks your katana into the dirt. The Great Elder leans down, his mask inches from yours. "You are a disgrace to my blood, a parasite clinging to a dead philosophy. You are no son of mine." He orders his guards to seize you. You do not fight back as shock staves sear your flesh. They drag you through the mud toward an automated transport ship while the father you loved watches with absolute disgust. As the airlock slams shut, the last thing you see is the Great Elder turning his back, erasing your existence from his memory. You drift in the cold void, your spirit shattered. The rejection is a wound that no medicine can heal. But as your ship nears the edge of the system, your sensors, the few that still work, begin to scream. A massive gravitational anomaly is tearing through the fabric of space. It is the Star Eater, an ancient, semi-biological entity from the deep void. It is a cloud of antimatter and darkness, miles wide, and it is heading directly for the High Hive. You realize the horror of the situation. The Star Eater feeds on high-frequency energy. The Black Clan's pride, their plasma cannons, their cloaking fields, their star destroyers, will be nothing more than fuel for this beast. The more they fight it with technology, the faster it will consume them. They are walking into their own extinction, and they are too arrogant to see it. Only a weapon of pure, cold matter, a blade forged in a soul, can touch the core of the entity without being absorbed. You intercept the entity on a desolate, airless moon on the outskirts of the Hive's territory. There are no witnesses, no cameras to record your glory, no poets to sing of your bravery. It is just you, your broken body, and the vast, screaming maw of the Star Eater. The battle is a descent into madness. The entity lashes out with tentacles of dark energy that bypass your armor and burn your very cells. You move in the vacuum of space, your lungs burning, your muscles screaming. You use the falling blossom form, dancing between the lashes of antimatter like a ghost. The Star Eater realizes you are a threat. It focuses its entire mass on you. A tentacle of darkness slams into your chest, crushing your scale armor and snapping your collarbone. You are thrown across the lunar surface, cratering into the rock. You look up and see the entity looming over the moon, ready to move on to your homeworld. You think of your father, and then you let it go. You don't fight for him anymore. You fight for the way. You stand up, your legs shaking. You draw your bone katana. The phosphor green edge glows brighter than it ever has before, fueled by the sheer will of your spirit. You sprint across the lunar dust, leaping into the center of the entity. The energy burns your skin off, exposing your muscles to the void. You are a skeleton of fire. In one final, glorious movement, you execute the ultimate strike. You plunge the bone katana into the glowing singularity at the heart of the beast. The bone steel vibrates at a frequency that defies physics. The Star Eater shudders. A shockwave of pure white light erupts from the blade, shattering the entity into a trillion harmless sparks. The explosion throws you back. You hit the ground hard, your blade snapping in two, the shards embedding themselves in the lunar rock. The moon is silent. The threat is gone. You lie on your back, staring up at the distant, neon glow of the High Hive. It is safe. Thousands of miles away, the Great Elder sits on his throne, unaware that he was seconds away from being vaporized. He is likely complaining about the quality of the wine or mocking your memory to a group of sycophants. You cough up green blood and look at your broken sword. You saved them. You saved the father who hated you and the brothers who mocked you. But you are dying alone in the dark. No songs will be sung of this hunt. No trophies will be mounted. Back in the High Hive, your father raises a glass of wine. To the coward who disappeared, he mocks, and your brothers cheer. They think you ran away. They think you died a weakling's death in the void. You close your eyes as the cold of space takes you. You don't die with rage, but with a sad, quiet smile. You followed the way to the very end. You were a samurai, even if the world only ever saw a predator. The hunt is over. The sacrifice is forgotten. The honor is yours alone.